Do our usual audio test first. We've got waves and wind and storms and it's all happening. So you can see up here there's no one in there at the moment. Connected to chat. Okay, now we should be live. So we'll do our quick audio check because things are looking good. Let me jump out in front. Hello and welcome to Currumbin Beach in the Gold Coast. And it's definitely got some gold out there. Now I've got the microphone underneath my jacket, so let me know if you can hear me okay. Because yeah, we're battling against wind and waves at the moment. But look at that. How good does that look? Okay, so just, yeah, let me know what the audio's like now that I'm out in front of the camera. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, good. Okay, we can hear it. Okay, so I have got Kath out here with me today. I've got my wife. So we've come for a romantical sunset session. So she's going to watch me take photos and keep an eye on the chat. So yes, welcome to Currumbin Beach. So yeah, if there is anyone in the chat, just Scotty, g'day, how are you? Good, chat is working. How are you, Scott? Have a look at this for a view. Looking out over the Gold Coast. Burleigh Heads, there's Burleigh Heads there. We've got the Gold Coast up here. Yeah, it's looking really nice. Looking really nice. So what I'll do is let me give you a quick tour around. I'll give you a quick look at Currumbin Beach, one of my favourite places. As a kid, it used to be a favourite place to swim and fish. We've got some whales breaching out on the horizon too. So, reception down here is a lot better than Hervey Bay. So this is what we're going to be working with. We've got waves and clouds and it's all happening. I'll just pan you around and I'll show you the famous Currumbin Rock. And there's Kath. So there's the famous Currumbin Rock. Actually, you know what? Let's go into wide view. It'll give you a better view. Look at that. So this is Currumbin Beach. There's the lifeguards up there. The Currumbin River. And then we spin around. And that's where the sun is setting straight out here. So we're going to shoot towards the sunset. There's another really cool little spot behind me as well. But have a look at those clouds over the Gold Coast. Look at that. So I'm going to go and grab the camera now while we've got all this happening. So hopefully you enjoyed the stream. So thank you to everyone who's here. So I'll go back and I'll just put you up. It is a bit windy and wavy. Hi. So let me sit this down and steady the camera a bit so it looks nicer. Now let me know if the audio breaks up when I walk away from the camera. G'day Pete, how are you? Looks ideal, Neil territory, absolutely. Check it out. Wind, waves, sunset. And not many people, which is my favourite part. My favourite part is that there's not many people here. Yeah, it's quite windy, and it's a westerly wind, which a westerly wind up here is quite cold. So I'm going to put a filter on because I do want to get. We're doing seascapes, so I do want sort of around that 1 second to half a second exposure. And because we don't have the sun out, I reckon an ND8 should be enough. Let me pop it on and have a look. I'll pop on my ND8. So just keep me up to date with the audio because I do have the mic underneath my jacket. So this is another rare sight for me. Clothes, jackets, shoes. Although I do wear shoes when I'm on rocks. So hang around because once we hit blue hour, I am going to head up to the lifeguard box because I've got a shot planned where I want to get the lifeguard box, the Currumbin Rock under the blue hour. So we will be here for a little while, as long as we have some sort of light. And again, I'll try and run through everything. I don't want to get the camera too close because once we get away from this rock, it does get quite windy. But I'll try and bring you in as close as I possibly can, just to show you what I'm doing. Yeah. Hi, Kath. Hi, all. Excited to be watched somewhere I haven't seen. Yeah, so you haven't ventured down this far, Pete? It's yeah, the Gold Coast is really nice. It's definitely worth a trip down. It's really nice. The Gold Coast is nice, especially on days like this. On days like this, when it's you know, a little bit stormy and cloudy, it's not so busy. Yeah, don't come down here in a nice summer's day because it's people everywhere. Have a look at that. That looks really nice. Okay, let me know what the audio is like. I'll leave the camera here. I just want to go down and just get set up and see what I can find for starters. Look, it's all about that. I don't care too much about my foreground, but at the same time, I need to have something interesting in my foreground. And I'm looking for waves crashing over rocks. But my main focus is the Gold Coast. My main focus is Surfers Paradise. I like the way the waves are crashing over these rocks up here. I don't like these leading lines too much. I'd rather foreground interest than leading lines. Yeah, okay, I can see what I like. Yeah, just let me know. I'll come back and check the chat soon. Yeah, once I get out here, it is quite windy. We're going to have to be wiping our lens a fair bit because it's blowing straight into my face. We can get up high for this. Don't need to be down low. We've got big waves. So let me know what the audio is like. I'll just grab a few snaps and then if it's audio's still okay. Yeah, look at that. That's nice just in there. So I'll probably shoot at around about 40 mil. Now tide is going out, but I've just got to keep an eye on the waves. Tide is going out. Oh, look at that. That's... Yeah, no, I don't like it. Look at that. I don't like it. It's okay. Histogram looks fantastic. I'm just manually focusing. I'm focusing on Surfers Paradise. I want all those. There's a nice one. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. All this wave movement in my foreground. It's not too. I don't like what's happening on this side of my frame. I'll come and show you soon and give you an idea. I'm zooming in. I've got my wide. I almost bought my 24 to 105. Yeah, I sort of don't like what I've got going on here, but I just want this light. I want this light. That's a bit nicer. That's a bit nicer. There we go. There's a nice wave. There's some nice wave movement. Get it as it runs out. I want the waves crashing over the rocks. That's nice. That's nice. Here comes a nice big wave now. Get this one as it runs in. Get that one as it's running down. Get some nice water flow there. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit. Let's get a bit more. Don't like this big rock to the side. Okay, get it as it runs out. Yeah, that's nice. This one as it runs in. Wow, look at that sky. That sky is really nice. I'm going to wait for one more wave, then I'll come and check the chat to make sure the audio is working okay. Comes a nice big wave now. So yeah, this one as it runs in, and then again as the waves fall off. That's nice. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right, let me come and check the chat, see if everything's still sounding. How's the sound, Kath? I'll just get Kath to give me a thumbs up if she can hear me okay. I've got colour everywhere. It's looking really nice. Okay, so let me know, could you hear me while I was out there on the rocks? Good. Let's check the chat. So where are we up to? Let me catch up. I can see Pam in there. G'day Pam, how are you? Yeah, the chat. Look, if I miss comments, I apologise. I noticed the other night when the bitrate dropped down, it just wasn't feeding comments through. So I'll do my best to keep up with all the comments. It's my fingers aren't working, it's that cold. Where are we? Scotty B, been plane spotting this morning. Pete, don't like the city, but looks like a good telephoto shot. It is. I almost bought my bag of goodies, but I just wanted to keep it minimal with the live streams. I don't like to carry too much around. Kath, yeah, keep an eye on the whales. I've filmed some whales breaching as we got here. The moment you said the winds were so bad, you have to keep wiping your lens. Yeah, I know, it's not for me either. I don't like these sort of conditions. Well, I do, but yeah, wiping the lens. The winds, it's blowing straight into our face, so the spray does get on the lens a fair bit. The buildings will look amazing when they light up, so hang around for that once those city lights sort of take over. Audio good on my end? Okay, good. All right, good. Everything's looking okay. Let me show you some of the shots that I got. Show you what I had framed up. So that was my last shot. So just getting lots of water movement really. And it was all about the city. Now, yes, it would have been nice to have a bigger lens. Yeah, 24 to 105 would have been really handy. So these ones were at 40mm, and they're okay. They're okay. They're not amazing. I don't like the foreground too much. Those ones are a bit nicer with the wave movement. So I'll go and keep working and see what else I can come up with. I've already got a few drops on my lens, so I might just grab my cloth and stick it in my pocket. But yeah, this was more of a catch-up. Show off Currumbin Beach, because I love this place. It's really nice. So if the wind dies down, I'll bring the camera out. Last time I came here, my camera actually blew over. It got that windy. So I'm not going to risk it, not with my microphones on, as in the video camera. I better put this in a pocket, it's not going to slip around too much. Alright, let's go and see if I can frame something up. There's some really nice rocks down here. Once that tide gets out a little bit further, the tide is pushing out. We'll try the lines. I'm not a big fan of these lines. I've tried them a few times before. And yeah, I'm not a fan of them. They're too they're too common. They're very common leading lines. I don't like common. I like to do something a bit different. Let's frame that. What's that look like? Yeah, it looks pretty ordinary, to tell the truth. Pretty typical. We're losing light pretty quickly. Okay, I'm just going to wait for a wave to come in, get some water movement. I'll get a wave as it comes in. And then again, I'll get it as it runs out. I do prefer the waves running out. Really like waves running over the rocks. That's my favourite. And we might head over to the other side soon. Yeah, I don't like that. It's too cliche, the leading lines. I'm going to get back out here again. Get out amongst it. I want the water kind of running off these rocks, and because the tide's going out, we sort of have to get it now before the tide runs out too much. Let's do a nice wide angle. Just going to mix it up again, take wide. Yeah, it is quite windy out here. Take some at 17 mil, some at 40 mil. Just sort of mix it up. And then I will shoot away from the sun as well. Yeah. So I will come and check the chat again soon. I don't really like the light we've got at the moment. We've kind of lost a bit of that epicness we had. Oh, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's actually not too bad. Here comes a good wave. We'll get this one as it crashes over those rocks. Wow, I love this. Here comes another. Here comes our set. We'll get this set. Getting all that water as it runs over the rocks. Get that really nice effect. I like the water draining off the rocks. That's something I really do like. Another nice big wave coming in now. Some nice water flow just here. Yeah, that I really like what's happening down there. That's nice. That is quite nice. Yeah, I'm gonna... Some nice water draining off these rocks. Check my lens, that looks pretty good. Yeah, let me come and check the audio again. Try and keep up with the chat if I can. How's it all looking and sounding? Looking good? Okay, let's have a look. I can't even scroll at the moment. My fingers are that cold. Wind. Yeah, look, I'm struggling to scroll through the chat at the moment. So, like I said, I apologise if I miss anything. Audio good, yeah, good. While I'm out at the rocks, it's still good. G'day, Birdman. How are you? And welcome. The winds are blowing. They are blowing. Jump in for Neil if he goes. Yeah. Luckily, it's pretty. Kath, I can see a couple of crocs close to the shore. Yes. There's a mum joke. Kath's just given a mum joke. Look, there's the crocs. There are a pair of crocs running around out there. Don't the signs say don't swim with the crocs? Exactly. The lens I've got is my 17 to 40, and I really do wish I bought my 24 to 105. But I'll just have to come back again. So what we might do, we'll get out a little bit closer, get out into the wind a little bit. We're pretty much protected. There's this great big rock behind us, so we're kind of hiding under this out of the wind. So now I'm looking, like even that's kind of, I want all these waves crashing over the rocks. So I'm going to go and get wet. We don't really have a lot of colour at the moment, so I'm going to concentrate on the rocks. And you know what? I'm going to go over this way. Water's still not too bad, to tell the truth. The water is not too bad. That's what I like down there. I'll show you in a minute. These rocks are very grippy. They're not slippery at all, which is a nice little bonus for this spot. Oh, I don't like all that. That's just... No. I love the water coming off these rocks. I don't like this great big solid rock here. We'll try over this big wall. I don't want to get too wet. Let me just see what else we've got we can work with. Yeah, these rocks have got plenty of grip on them. I'm not worried about slipping here. Yeah, tide going out. I still need to keep my eye on the waves, but yeah, that might work. That might work down in there. Let's have a bit of a look. Okay, it's probably time to take the filter off too. We're starting to really lose some light. Let's just give that a shot. It's one of those ones, it doesn't look great, but sometimes when they don't look great, they do come out okay. No, I don't like it at all. Don't like that at all. Try it with some water movement, see if that helps it. Not really. There's some nice waves. That's what I want, whitewash. I love my whitewash. It's not too bad actually. If I can get some whitewash down this side of my frame, it'll look a bit nicer. Just watching for waves, watching for whales. So hopefully you can still hear me out here. Okay, here comes a nice wave now. Get that one as it runs in. That one's definitely wet with my lens. There we go. Some nice whitewash down this side now. So that should liven up the shot a bit. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. The whitewash just makes such a difference to the shots. It makes such a difference having some whitewash in there. But again, I'm not sold on this spot here. Yeah. Yeah, the sky's sort of lost it. The colour was all up there earlier when I first got here. Let me come and check the chat again and say hello. So yeah, so if you're enjoying Currumbin, give it a thumbs up. Closer means windier, absolutely. Would a telephoto work? A telephoto would definitely work, but yeah, like I mentioned before, that I like to keep this as simple. I don't like to carry lots of gear when I'm live streaming. I don't like having a bag full of gear and walking away from it while I'm streaming. So, and yeah, I don't like to carry lots of stuff around with me because between, oh hang on, don't stop it. Yeah, the sky is looking nice though. Let's go back out to wide view. Give you a better look at what's going on. I might just move this camera back out of the wind again. Actually, you know what? Let's go around to the other side. Let's have a look around the other side's a bit more protected. I'll keep my eye on this colour, but I just want to come and have a bit of a look around here. Because I found something that I really liked before. Yeah, that wind is... It was supposed to back off at sunset, but it's not. So this side we have a lot more even light. We've got more foreground to work with around here too. So let me bring you over and I'm going to show you what I found before, which I really, really like. Down here, we've got all these greens. There's all this green weed all through these little rock pools. Really nice green weed. So I'm going to try that. So we'll just move away from the waves for now. Let me bring you down a bit closer to give you an idea of what I'm dealing with. So this is what I'm going to frame. Look at that. All that weed. I really like that. Looks quite nice. And it's sort of a leading line out to... that's Elephant Head down further. Down there is Coolangatta. Got some, water off either side, waves crashing over rocks. Yeah, the sky's not doing much, so I'm really going to concentrate on this weed because I reckon that looks quite nice. Have we got whales breaching? Oh, some photographers, some wild photographers. Yeah, so that's it. We saw the whales breaching out there before. let me frame up some of this weed and get some waves crashing over the rocks and the weed. That would be nice. That wind even cut through you in the bay. Yeah, I knew, yeah, Pete'd like the green. Love Pete's photo. Pete's got some really nice photos. Likes his green themes. What I might do, let's get up nice and high for starters. Definitely going to shoot in portrait mode. And that's kind of how I look at a composition. When I look at a composition, everything's running this way. It's running up and down. So I'm going to go into portrait mode. When I'm getting more, you know, if the scene's a nice sunset and sky, I'll shoot in landscape. Yeah, everything's running this way. Actually, it's time to take the filter off. I'm going to take this filter off. Yeah. Losing light quickly. I'm still keeping my eye on behind me just in case the colour goes off back there. But yeah, love these greens. A polarizer would actually be good to cut through that glare too. And of course, I didn't pack my polarizer, did I? G'day Leslie, how are you? How's your trip going? Leslie's actually on a bit of a trip at the moment. Welcome Leslie. Yeah, we're down at Currumbin Beach. Currumbin Beach, and it's cold and it's windy, but it's awesome. It's nice. All right, let's frame up this weed and have a look at it. I might need to get down. Oh no, I don't need to get down close. That looks really good. That looks really nice. Wow, look at that. I will get down close though, but let me show you what I've got framed up at the moment. I'm going to focus on the weed. Because there's not a lot happening in the background, I'm going to focus down on the weed. My sky looks bright, but it is definitely under control. That's really nice. Let me show you that shot. Oh yeah, there's a plane taken off from Coolangatta. Another good thing about this place is, yeah, you get to watch the planes literally come straight towards us. So there's my weed shot. Have a look at that. It's got some nice textures in the water. Seems to be cutting through it quite well. Look at that. I really like all that weed. Yeah, this definitely isn't going black and white. This is soaking in all that colour. Yeah, nice. Nice. That's what I love about down here. There's so many options. You got rocks and waves and rock pools and weed, and sort of mix it up a bit. I'm going to try, I'll get down a bit lower this time. Let's get down a bit lower to it. Wow, look behind us. There's all up there now. Let's get down nice and close to this weed without hitting the camera. Yeah, that's better. Let's get right down in it. That's nice. Might do a bit of a focus stack to tell the truth, just because I can. Get right in close to that weed there. Do that one. Focus halfway through my frame. Do that one. Yeah, sky, not a lot happening in the sky out here, but it's all about foreground at this spot. And we'll get one more out on our horizon, get that nice and sharp. Yeah, it looks nice. Now I'll go and get some wave movement. Got those shots of the weed. Looks really good. I do like that weed. Would be nice with a bigger tide, getting that weed rushing in over the rocks would be really cool. me come over this way. Let's go and get over and get in amongst the waves. Yeah, sky's not doing anything over here. It's looking really good behind me again. Oh, yes, I know this composition. Had this one a few times. This one's really good at sunrise. This one is really nice at sunrise. Let's get down to half a second. Get wet. I'm just going to bump up my ISO a bit. Still sort of working at that half a second exposure at the moment, so I am bumping up my ISO. I don't mind shooting. I'm shooting at ISO 400, which I'm perfectly fine with on this camera. Just got to wait for a wave now. You know what? I think this one does need to be in. That's better. That's better. Check that everything's nice and tight. Check that we're not slipping. That's better. Now it's got to wait for a wave. Now I'm going to head back because it's looking really good behind us again now. Where's the waves? I'll get a shot without the waves. That looks... The water's so clear. It's really nice. And now we're starting to get that nice balance between ambient light and the city lights are going to start showing up soon. Yeah, the waves have just completely disappeared. Yeah, as the wind swings around to the west, it will kind of flatten out the waves a bit. We should still get a few swells coming through. A few starting to roll in now. It's looking good behind me. Come on, waves. I'm going to move. Here comes one now. Yeah, that one has it crashes on the rocks. Yeah, that's it. There's some whitewash in there. Here comes another one. Oh, that's good over the rocks. I like that. Wow, yeah, that's nice. Look at that. That's just not epic. It's just nice. It's good to be out here, to tell the truth. Yeah, not epic, just nice. Alright, let's head back. We're starting to get some good colour behind us now. And I'll quickly show you what I've got. Do love that green though. I might have to come back here at sunrise. I'd love to get that with, because sunrise is straight out. So yeah, I would like to get that with the sunrise. That would be quite nice. Let me catch up on the chat again. Change of scene, good as a holiday. Exactly. And you know, coming down here is a little bit of a holiday for us. Catch up with my parents. The sound is better than at the start. Oh wow. Oh yeah, because now I'm a bit more protected from the wind around this side of the rock. Have you taken surfers at night? Yeah, I've got lots of photos of surfers at night. Got quite a few. And we'll go and get some more now. Actually, let me just quickly show you the last few shots that I got. Show you the last few shots. So there's, it's hard to pick up, but it looks bright on the phone, but yeah, just waves crashing over the rocks. Look how clear that water is. You can see right through it. And then we're back to the weeds. So I've got a couple of shots around there, not too many. But we're getting close to blue hour. So let's head back towards Surfer's Paradise. And see how it looks back this way. Look at that. Okay, now we're going to get that. Oh, look at the wind. Jesus. Yeah, it's definitely a lot windier around this side. But now, look at that. Have a look at that. Let me get you off wild view so you can get a nicer view of Surfer's Paradise. Yeah, it's cold. It is cold. But have a look at the sky. I might have to do a pano. We've got, it's sort of happening everywhere at the moment. So this is what I'm talking about with landscape mode. When things like this, it's everywhere. It's not just up and down. So we'll definitely do a pano. So we'll do that now before we lose too much light. I might take you back to the wide angle as well. Look at that. All right, let's do a pano. Yeah, this wind, wow. It's, there's sand blowing up everywhere just over there. So I'd love to bring you down into the waves with me, but I just don't want the camera blowing over, so I'm going to bring it back a bit. That wind is, it's definitely gone more westerly now too, which is not good. Yeah, it's gone a bit more westerly. I'm going to move. I don't want this blowing over. It's just picked up. Hey? It sounds okay. Look, I don't know if you can see all that sand blowing. It's probably just hit 20 knots. I just don't want my phone blowing over, so I'm going to just bring you back around out of the wind. Yeah, I don't want this phone blowing over. Sorry everyone, but I'll bring you around here out of the wind. Yeah, I tried filming here once before and it blew over in the wind, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'll go and do a quick pano. Try tighten up my tripod leg. It's starting to get a bit loose. Here's my Allen key. Yeah, this tripod leg. If K&F ever listened to any of my streams, I need a new tripod. I don't think I'll get another K&F to tell the truth. It's been very, look, value for money, it's been really good. But yeah, just lots of little issues with it. And you know, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. All right, that wind is absolutely howling now. I'm going to go and try and get my pano, and we'll see how we go. But yeah, it has really picked up. That's really picked up. I can't even keep my hat on. No, I'm not going to. Yeah, no, that wind has just gone. It's gone gale force. What are we going to do? We might just concentrate on surface from here at the moment. So I will zoom in again. And we might just get some photos of surf. Like just out there still looks nice. Newer is the go for tripods. Yeah, I'll have to have a bit of a look. It's, like I said, the K&F, value for money, it's fine. It's just little things. It's an aluminium tripod, and aluminium and salt air are not a good mix. Yeah, that wind is ridiculous. I don't mind a little bit of wind, but like the tripod's, my camera's not going to blow over. It's the phone. The phone's on a very flimsy tripod. So I'm just going to concentrate on surface at the moment. Let's just focus out there and just get that shot. ISO back down to 100. Get my highlights under control. Wow, that wind. It's windy. Landscape photography, eh? That's what happens. It's a shame. The wind was supposed to die. The forecast was for the wind to ease after sunset, and the forecast has been wrong. Been well and truly wrong. It's picked up a lot. It was down to around about 10 to 15 knots when I got here. It was supposed to get down to 5 to 10 knots, and now it's easily 20. It's easily 20 knots out there, And as someone who does a fair bit of windsurfing, I know 20 knots when I feel it. The sand is flying, spray is flying. Yeah, telephoto would have been nice. Let me just have another quick check. Yeah, no, that's nasty. That's not good. I can't get the shots I want to get. Anyway, we are going to be getting very dark soon, so we might wind it up to tell the truth. Or we go and get the we'll go and get the lifeguard box. The phone. Okay, my phone's down to 20%. So that means we're going to have to wind it up soon. But yeah, look, I'll definitely be back here. Get some slow-mo majestic videos of the wind. Yeah, look, you can probably see, look at that in front of us. So we're kind of out of it at the moment. It's it's gone very nasty, to tell the truth. So I'm not even going to attempt to take you over to the lifeguard box. It's not good. So we might wind it up, to tell the truth. The sky's looking good, but yeah, look, I just can't get it. There's too much spray, and I don't want my camera getting absolutely soaked in water for a composition that I'm not really liking, to tell the truth. So thank you to everyone who joined in. It was good just to show off Currumbin Beach and Currumbin Rock. So thank you, everyone. And hopefully next time I'm out, it won't be in this wind. See, look at that now. See all that sand? It's yeah, we've got to try and walk against this to get back. So yeah, thank you, everyone. It was nice to be out. Yeah, shame we couldn't get the photos I wanted, but well, sometimes that happens. All right, thank you all, and I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye. Have a look at it.